Tonight, dozens of area nonprofits, healthcare providers, and law enforcement officials met in downtown Dayton this morning to learn more about human trafficking and how we can stop it in our community. Lydia Bice attended the CareSource Human Trafficking Summit and shares what steps they're now taking.
We heard a lot of compelling stories from human trafficking survivors this morning, and those stories were from right here in our state.
I was actually trafficked as a teenager in Michigan while I went to high school, and was blackmailed by some guys, was targeted, drugged and raped, and then made to earn back some pictures.
Teresa Flores now dedicates her life to rescuing children who are victims of human trafficking, and that's why she attended CareSource's Human Trafficking Summit this morning, where therapists, first responders, healthcare providers, local nonprofits, and numerous others could learn how to combat this issue in our community. Members of the Dayton Police Department were in attendance, learning how to provide aid to those victims in our community.
When we have a victim, we're dealing with the criminal aspect of that crime. So we have the victim who needs a lot of services, a lot of support, a lot of love.
Now, in the web version of this story on Dayton247now.com, I've linked the websites to several different local nonprofits who assist human trafficking victims. In that story, I've also linked the National Human Trafficking Hotline number. Back to you.
We want to bring you continuing coverage now of last week's tornadoes, and we're getting an update from Logan County's Emergency Management Agency on the recovery efforts. Here's Terry Sullivan.
A week later, the Logan County EMA continues to work with
Justice system continues to be a point of focus for the Department of Public Health. A working group of experts formed by Governor Mike DeWine have spent the past 4 months examining and identifying holes in the system that needs filling. Here's Stephanie Haynock with the latest development.
This working group was created by DeWine back in November, tasked with examining current operations and our juvenile justice system across Ohio. A big topic this morning was staffing at facilities and also the number of facilities across the state. Now, 4 buckets the group focused on this morning: behavioral health, safety and staffing, population intake, and re-entry support. Group members brainstorming resolutions to possibly solve various issues that they have identified over the last few months. One member expressing that if we have more employees and more smaller specialized facilities available for juveniles, we can maybe solve the issue of repeat offenders and accommodate the appropriate help each teen may need. Another member recommending deeper mental health help, which she says current programs don't offer individually, as they mainly focus on group settings, which she says isn't a safe space for those to discuss things that may be held against them, especially with gang activity present nearby.
So one of our interim recommendations to the governor is to have smaller facilities rather than these 3 large DYS facilities. I believe that smaller is better when it comes to juvenile justice and juvenile corrections. So what we're recommending is taking some of the larger facilities like Cuyahoga Hills or Indian River or Circleville and breaking those into smaller units that are safer, more manageable, better behavioral health treatments.
Well, tonight, billions of dollars in student loans now forgiven. Elise at the Now Desk, who's benefiting from this?
Yeah, so Adam, it's actually going to be about nearly 78,000 public sector workers. That includes teachers, social workers, certain nurses and doctors, and government attorneys. It totals about $5.8 billion in student loan debt. The way they qualify is if they've made 10 years of monthly payments. Congratulatory emails will be sent to those borrowers who qualify in the next week, and then another 380,000 borrowers who might be eligible for debt relief in the next 1 to 2 years can also expect an email from the White House saying, keep it up.
Well, tonight there appears to be a realignment in some parts of the country in terms of the best ways to deal with the migrant crisis. Despite calls to continue with humanitarian sanctuary policies, some leaders, even in deep blue cities and states, are changing course. Christine Frizzell reports.
Many Haitian migrants already in Mexico, with concerns there may also be an influx making their way to Florida in a matter of days, with this plan just announced.
We do have our transport program also that's going to be operational. So Haitians land in the Florida Keys, their next stop very well may be Martha's Vineyard.
In Pennsylvania, Lancaster County officials just overturned a city law and designated itself a non-sanctuary county.
This massive inflow of people into our country will take resources, will bankrupt our hospital systems.
Their new ordinance requires local law enforcement to comply with ICE detention orders, which migrant advocates warn could dissuade them from reporting crimes.
All people, regardless of immigration status, deserve to be treated with dignity and respect, to feel safe and secure.
Democratic leaders in all of these places are largely blaming Republicans in Congress, as well as former President Trump, for killing a bipartisan deal in the Senate that would have alleviated many of their issues. In Washington, I'm Christine Frizzau.
Dayton men's basketball back in the NCAA tournament for the first time in 7 years. I'll have an update on how the Flyers are faring against Nevada.
A new exhibit opening tomorrow at Newport Aquarium. We're going to have a look at the new Ring of Fire, World of the Octopus, after the break.
And warming up, but also rain on the way too. That's coming up. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
Clouds over Utah's mountains are producing scattered snow squalls across the area, while these easily identifiable lenticular clouds hovered over southwestern Virginia this week. Here's an excellent example of a sundog. Look to the right of the real sun for the so-called mock sun. And these drone images show off the ravishing red rocks in St. George in southern Utah.
For more content like this, like the National Weather Desk on Facebook.
All right, time now for the Bob's Discount Furniture Sports Desk, the start of a 3-week stretch basketball fans they wait all year for the first time since 2017. The Flyers, they're back in the tournament.
Yep.
Not going so well so far, though.
It is not. It started great. It started with a three-pointer by Kobe Bryant, still the national leader in three-point percentage. And right now, for the record, this is all file video from earlier in the regular season because the game is going on right now. We can't show the highlights to you until later tonight, but the Flyers did start well to open things. They were up by as many as 7 with about 5 minutes left. Nevada just went on a big run. They nearly doubled their point total the last 5 minutes of the first half alone. They took a 9-point lead in the break. They've since pushed that lead to double digits. So still a couple of minutes left, about 10 minutes, maybe a little over 9 to go. But Dayton, if they're going to get a comeback with it, they need to make it happen right now.
So it's kind of mirroring how they finished the season at that 5-4 spot. They're not quite consistent yet. Hopefully they turn it around.
It did. And there's also news to report from Dayton. Reports that Zimi Wokeji, for instance, has entered the transfer portal. This was a day where he could have maybe had an impact off the bench. Again, Dayton working with a very short bench, not a lot of depth, and we'll see if they're able to pull it out in the next couple of minutes.
All right, Matt, thanks.
Moving on to weather. Beautiful day out there. The sun is shining, but it's a little chilly.
Yeah, just a little chilly. Not as windy as yesterday,
No,
at
thank
least,
goodness.
because
Yeah.
that would have been bad. Because we started out at 21 degrees. It was cold this morning. Here's a look at what we're tracking, though, because warmer weather is on the way. Our next weather maker will be approaching tomorrow. It will be a low pressure system bringing rain into the area by the second half of the day on Friday. The good news is it warms up, though, so this cold air in place, that will retreat to the northeast. Warm front will lift through. We have moisture from a low pressure system in the Gulf right now, and then also a low pressure system to our northwest. Both of those kind of combining to bring up our rain chances as we head into late tomorrow. So waking up upper 20s, lower 30s. Showers develop, it looks like after lunchtime, maybe 2 p.m. or so, and then starting to see more widespread rain by the afternoon and evening hours. This is about 7 p.m. heading out for a date night Friday, plan on rain, and then that begins to taper off overnight. We'll start out with clouds on Saturday, but clearing out by Saturday afternoon with temperatures that'll be in the lower 40s. And then by Sunday, we'll start to see temperatures rebounding. Eventually, we'll get back up into those 60s, mid 60s even by Monday. So I'll have a look at that 7-day coming up.
A story from our partners at the Dayton Business Journal. Tip City could soon see 2 convenience stores just across the street from one another. Sheetz is looking to add a location, and so is Quick Trip. This would act as Quick Trip's second location in the state. Its first location is in the works, also in the Dayton area along Edwin C. Moses Boulevard. Now, the company is eyeing the southeast corner of Kessler-Cowlesville Road for this new location. We have all the details right now at Dayton247now.com. You can find this story and others like it under the Dayton Business Journal heading in the news tab.
Newport Aquarium has unveiled its new exhibit that opens this weekend. It's the all-new Ring of Fire, World of Octopus. There are 7 different displays featuring volcanoes and deep ocean trenches, and of course, dozens of new aquatic animals for everyone to enjoy.
It took a long time and a big team effort from everyone. We have an awesome animal care team that's been working around the clock to make sure this is a really immersive experience for all of our guests, and that's kind of why it's really reflective of our 25th anniversary and the work that goes into this, into making our guests happy.
The exhibit officially opens tomorrow.
We now know tonight efforts to save an Ohio family favorite at Coney Island have failed. After 3 months of protests and attempted negotiations, the Sunlight Pool is being demolished. It's an historic centerpiece of Coney Island for more than a century. You might remember the Cincinnati Symphony and its subsidiary MEMI bought Coney Island back in December. Now there's plans to replace it with a $118 million music and entertainment venue.
Children who have access to books are more successful in school and beyond. That is why we are continuing to partner with Reading is Fundamental and our parent company Sinclair for Sinclair Cares supporting children's literacy. You can scan the QR code there on your screen to join our virtual book drive Just $4 can put a new book into the hands of a child.
So rain arrives tomorrow. We'll start out quiet. It's not until the afternoon we will see those rain chances begin to pick up for us. And as far as how much we're expecting, about 1/4 of an inch. I'm thinking a little less, maybe 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch across the region. Could see a heavier pocket here and there, but for the most part, just scattered light to moderate rain showers in the forecast. Second half of the day tomorrow, that will continue into tomorrow night. But good news is that we clear out for the weekend. So have any weekend plans? It'll be chilly. Saturday only in the mid-40s. We'll see some sunshine, breezy on Saturday too. Sunday's looking better though, not quite as windy, with temperatures that'll be climbing back up to around 50 degrees, and that's with sunshine for most of the day. But next week we have those 60s. We have another chance for rain that will make its way back into the region too. So I'll have a look at that coming up in just a bit.
Well, Easter is just around the corner. Coming up, a look at how you could win a 20-pound chocolate bunny.
Sounds yummy. You're watching Dayton 24/7 now.
the Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Chocolate Easter bunnies are a staple for your Easter basket, of course, but what about a 20-pound chocolate bunny? THU Joshi shows us how you can win one for the holiday.
If you think Easter is the best time for sweet treats, I've got something to prove you right. Take a look at Max the Bunny. This is a 20-pound chocolate bunny from our friends over at Winans. They make a couple of these every year, and right now is your opportunity to actually win one of these chocolate bunnies. Our friend Wilson from the team at Winans in our kitchen set right now to just go over the process. What's the best way to enter to win one of these giant chocolate bunnies?
So we are doing a giveaway on our website. You can go on and enter the form. Also on Instagram, if you like and follow the giveaway post, then you are entered to win. And we're excited to learn what the winner does with the bunny.
Of course, something fun, I'm sure. Hopefully eat it with a big group of people. It's a 20-pound chocolate bunny. And as you saw, there are also lots of other sweets from the team at Winans that you can get this Easter season. Thank you so much, Wilson. Back to you at the main set.
Well, chilly weather across the area today. We warm up tomorrow back into the 60s, but that also comes with rain. So start of the day won't be too bad. Won't be until the afternoon and evening we really see those rain chances pick up. The weekend won't be too bad, just a little chilly, 40s and then back up to 50 on Sunday. And then 60s, Monday looking like the best day so far of these next 7 days, in the mid 60s before rain returns on Tuesday. High temperatures back into the upper 50s. And with this system, we do cool down next Wednesday and Thursday, but thankfully doesn't look as cold as this cold blast that we just had across the area. We woke up to 21 degrees. Wind chills were in the teens. It was a frigid start, so 60 degrees. Even if we have some rain in the forecast tomorrow, won't feel that bad out there. So overall, next several days, looking at temperatures returning to closer to even a little bit above normal for this time of the year, with those 60s, eventually 40s, 50s, and then another chance for rain does return to the region as we head into our Tuesday of next week. So not too bad. Weekend will be cool. Saturday, a little bit breezy again. Those winds kick up again for Saturday, which it was cold today, but I think without that wind, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah. No, I feel like
glass
it was
half
better.
Full. It's always glass half full.
Yeah, it was definitely better than yesterday because that wind was miserable. I was out in it all day and it was awful.
That was terrible.
It was terrible.
It kind of hurts almost.
Yeah,
when you're
a little
out
bit.
There. Yeah,
it definitely did.
So 60 will feel pretty nice tomorrow.
It will.
60 will feel fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, well, that does it for us tonight. Thank you for joining us. We're over on Fox Next. We hope you join us there. Good night.
Have a good night.